Hey guys, my name is Jason and I'm sitting in a 125-year-old gold mine. On today's video, we're going to drill and blast the ore here behind me. We're going to get it mucked out into sandbags. We're going to come back in, drill and blast the waste, muck that out back into the stope, and eventually we're going to hit a raise back here behind us. We're developing out some old workings that stopped production in 1926. There's a raise about 40 feet behind us that will make the transfer of our ore immensely easier. And so our strategy now is to stay in ore as long as we can, develop a drift out to this raise to connect the old stope to the lower haulageway, and that'll cut out about 500 feet of 2 or 3 different transfers we have to do with our ore bags. It'll just be one shot down the raise and out into the truck. We're using a FL83 jack leg. And in the ore round, we're going to start with our burn cut. It'll look like a 5 or a 6 on a dice. Once we get the burn cut in, we'll box that out with a diamond and a box, and that should open up a nice big hole for the ore.
Come down from here. Same distance, right? We're going to put one here. Yep. And then you're going to come in and put your lifters on the bottom because you want to break this out. Yeah. So it can actually fold and have a place to go. Same here on the side. You're going to want to come over in here, put one here, and then put a row. So you can fold that side in. Three, and lift that out and get enough energy that it breaks everything. Yeah.
So we got a new addition to the team here for a little while. This is Kasse. He's going to help us out with some drilling and blasting. He's a blasting expert, so we're going to up our blasting game here. And I'm really excited to get him in here and get his knowledge and get some of it on camera, so we get it recorded and everyone can learn from our experiences.
Down there somewhere, huh? The next one, gotta be where that water's sneaking. You don't need to be this area up there. No.
We're using button bits and air compressor. The drill uses some water. It gets pushed down the steel so it keeps the dust down. All the fog you're seeing is mist from water, it's not quartz dust. We're going to be doing 4-foot rounds. Should take us about 2 hours to drill out this round. And so after this round, we should have a nice 6.5, 7 foot tall drift, 6 foot wide. It's pretty much square all the way in the face. So this vein is hosted in a Jurassic age phyllite. The gray rock here, there's some quartz stringers shot through it. In this mine, the quartz stringers are barren. So anything outside of this nice white vein is pretty much barren quartz. This phyllite originated probably as seafloor sediments that were slowly compressed into like a shale. And then during the mountain building event of the North Cascades, they underwent low-grade metamorphism and turned into this phyllite. The vein was in place later during the mountain building event. That was hot fluids from some of the volcanism around, injected the veins into the phyllite, brought the gold in with it, and that's what we're mining. We found some really nice high-grade gold in this vein the other day. Really, really good specimens. This vein is assayed about between 2 and 3 ounces a ton, and we're seeing that when we're starting to get gold speckled across the vein. We got most of our round in now. We've got our burn in the middle. Looks like a 5 on the dice. We'll load those 4 holes, and then we're just going to start opening that up, and then we'll start taking the ribs out. This is our last row here. I'm going to go down and get powder, and Harry and Casey are going to run the next 2 columns of holes. And once we get those in, we'll have about a 6-foot wide split shot. We'll take all this ore out, and then we got to muck it all. But what I do have, let's see what this looks like. I took some drill cuttings from one of our holes. Let me pan this out and see if there's any gold in here. I only had about, I don't know, what was that, half a cup?
Yeah.
Of drill cutting, so it wasn't very much.
That was from the what? The 2-foot steel?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh no, it's 4 foot.
was a
4 foot.
The 4.
Yeah, so I drilled 2 feet.
So a lot of really fine gold up there. Let me turn my light here.
There we go.
You got it?
Yep. You can
So
see
a lot
it.
of fine gold here, and then some bigger flakes down in here. So from half a cup out of one of our drill holes, we got some really nice fine gold. We've got our whole round in now. Got them blown all out, so they're fairly clean. We're going to use this prill pot, and so we'll load a bunch of ampho in there, and the air blows it out this black hose in the bottom of the hole. I brought up 100 pounds of ampho. We probably won't use it all. We're going to be using boosters and stemming this time. A lot of you guys said that we needed some stemming, so Harry's all over that. And the boosters seem to really make that ampho hit hard. There you go.
Sorry.
Get every last drop.
Every last drop.
There's our prill. Here's our caps. And we're putting a booster on the end. That'll kick that ampho into high gear. So I'll show you how we load this thing. All of our caps and our boosters are the same. So I'm just going to load every hole the same way. And then the way I hook them up will be the order they detonate. So I take my drill pot hose, put my cap and booster down there. Right. A little more, Harry. Thanks for loading us.
Yep.
Capping them.
That's what I wanted to hit on this side. One.
Swap.
Now I'm all paranoid about the
Yeah.
cap.
You can always put a wrap of tape on it if you're really worried.
Yeah, I'm not that worried.
I think that one hole just had a nasty collar, that's why.
All right, Harry's making stemming tubes. You screen to 3/8 minus roughly. Roll up some newspaper. Shove it in the hole, and
Shove it in the hole.
then we'll tamp it all down and have nice stemming. Hold all those gases in for the big explosion. We've got one hole here that's making some water. So we reloaded it with stick. Because ampho doesn't like water. All right, we got our round all hooked up here. This is my number 1 right here, and it connects to number 2, and number 2 connects to number 3, number 3 connects to number 4, and they all connect, and that's the order they go off in. Some I have 2 or 3 connected to 2 or 3 more, like over here. I've got that hole and that hole going at the same time, and those 2 holes will light off this whole column. Boom, shoot that rib out all at once. Same thing over here. I have this row or this column all going, all 3 holes, bam, and then next comes these 3, bam. So we've done all this work, spent all day drilling these holes. Our goal is to flatten up the back. You can see it's kind of all different distances away, so hopefully after we get this shot, we'll come back and it'll be fairly flat across the back, and then we'll take care of the waste on the top and bottom. So I've come up out of our escapeway. I'm sitting here by the mine phone. Harry and Casey have gone out the haulage way, so we're making sure the whole mine is clear and secure. He's gonna call me on the phone when he gets down to the blacksmith station, and then once I have the all clear from Harry, I'll go outside and we'll shoot this thing.
Hey, blacksmith shop, Harry. Roger that. Harry out. We're gonna blast.
All right, let's shoot this thing. Got my wires right here, a battery, 3, 2, 1. That was a good one. I could feel that one in my feet. Oh, that's the best sound ever. Can't wait to see what it looks like. And there's the smoke coming out of the mine. It's hot today, so all the cold air in the mine is getting drawn out the bottom. And it's pulling all that smoke with it.
So we washed down, barred down, and scaled the back after the shot. And this is how the pile looks. The timing went well. All the holes appeared to have gone, with one kind of had something going on with it, but we'll investigate that. But all the muck is on the left side, on the left rib, so the shot went well. We got a really well-defined back. So when we shoot our waste, you know, I like how that was nice and clean. And we got waste rock right here. We're down on the sill, so we'll lift this up and drop this down on the next drill and blast cycle. And we gotta let the muck.
Very nice. Oh, it did just peel right off that slip. Boy, look at the wave in it.
You saw that, huh?
That's something. Vein's getting squirrely in here. But man, just nice quartz. Once we get it mucked out, we'll crawl back in there and take a look. But yeah, it just peeled it right off that hanging wall. That's fantastic. This is the kind of stuff we're getting in our shot. Just beautiful, beautiful sulfides. So I'm bagging up some that are bigger pieces like this. We'll take them down and slab them up. See if we can see any free gold in them. But I just love that Mount Baker lightning quartz. All those sulfides just shot through that white quartz.
We've got a large mountain of sandbags now. 50 and 25 pound bags. So we're weighing the 25 pound bags. Casey and I have been filling bags since, I don't know what to say, about 8:39, 10 somewhere in there.
8:30.
Yeah. And then we're gonna go get some gold and then go have dinner.
We got our little split shot all mucked out and washed down. And there's some really good looking stuff over here on this left rib. It's kind of interesting, it's pinching right in the middle there. We've got a really nice hanging wall. It peeled it pretty much right off the footwall, so we don't have hardly any dilution in this round. over here, all that silver stuff is really, really good. All along in here, really good stuff. It just follows that line right along there, and right where it's slabbed off is our good stuff. Right underneath that slab. There's a lot of good stuff over there too. Right over there. Before we drill and blast, I'm going to try and take this old Milwaukee hammer drill and scale off some specimens here on the face. I've been looking at this spot for a long time with all that gold in the face. There's some more over here. See if we get some nice specimens for you guys. Well, I'm chipping away here, and there's just gold all through this stuff. You can just pull pieces off, and it's just all over. Look at there. A whole flake of gold. Right in the wall.
Yeah, it just doesn't do that to me like that. Like, brush it off.
Let's see if I can get it. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Ah. Oh, come on out of there. Ah. Oh. Did I get it? Yeah, I did. Look at that little gold leafy wire standing up there. And those big flat flakes of silver. That silver mineral, I finally found out what it is. It's a telluride. And it's a very, very good indicator of the gold in this vein. And so whenever you see those flat, flaky tellurides with gold sticking out, you know you're in the right spot. Look at that wire of gold. We're getting sandbags and sandbags and sandbags and sandbags going. So at least that part's working. We got muck for days. We're just trying to get it out of here. More over there on the cart. Now what we got to do is come back and drill out the waste rock on the back and drill out the footwall here and shoot it so we can have a working area to get back to do the next round in the ore. So Harry, how you feeling? This is going to be your round. You and Casey are going to get this set up, drill it out. What do you think?
I'm excited, man.
Yeah?
Last year you gave us some drill time. I got some drill time the other day, and I'm excited just to run it through. I want to see if I can just do it with a straight 6-foot steel and not even screw around with the smaller bits and maybe get this done faster. I'll probably take my time, get the leg under it so I'm not sitting there wrestling with it, because last time I was wrestling the drill and it's like, all right, good to go.
Let the drill do the work.
Yeah, so I'm going to let the drill do the work, start a little slow, and it'll be easy.
It'll be easy.
Yeah, it'll be easy. We'll
Yeah.
be done before we know it.
Well, like you say, take your time and get it right and learn how to do it. We'll be all set.
Yes, sir.
And we got Casey here. He's going to explain to us how this is going to work and the drill pattern and how we're going to set it up and what should happen at the end.
And put, maybe you can come through here and start the arc through here. So take this side. The dongle's gonna come off if we're gonna do that. So we keep this nice and smooth coming up.
So you're kind of showing me where you want your holes.
So we're looking, because you got your rib coming up and it's flattening out. We want to keep this rib going into the back in a nice arc. So picking about one hole right here, coming up, one hole here, center. That'll be our height, so we'll have to come in at an angle. And then another one here and take this out, space them out to where we have 4 to complete that. at 6 foot up angle, so it throws it down back onto our floor waste before we shoot it.
What degree? Like 4 degrees?
Yeah, so if you're looking flat, tip it up just slightly. So here's horizontal, right? You're just a couple degrees off horizontal. And that way you always, when this comes down, you'll have another perch to put your drill in, your steel and go. Same thing, we'll come over here, just below this old hole. We'll drill in top, you know, with our, about like that, 6 foot. That'll give us about 2.5 feet off the back. We'll come down, do the same thing. Come here, do the same thing here, and then over here on our heading and keep this open. And we'll dot it out with paint so we have our exact where we're going, so we're not guessing
Okay.
and remeasuring this.
Awesome.
And then when we go to shoot it, we'll bring the back down, and then we'll bring this row, and then the bottom row will be our last one, our lifter, and it should keep the contained right within here.
Nice.
And after we're done and shot, what are we hoping it's gonna look like?
Well, we're shooting for 7 feet right here. So this floor is gonna start at a small decline angle just to go to the raise, so we have drainage, and when you're hauling, everything is downhill, you're not fighting gravity. And that's why we're gonna take the floor out, and it's gonna be kind of stair-stepped, so that way when we come back in to muck it out, we only dig as far as we need to. The floor will be ready to put everything. But this should be a straight side with an arc top.
And for the face, we've got the vein back there now, flat face. You mentioned a little bit earlier, the back is gonna have a little bit of a stair step to it so we can angle our
Yes.
drill steel up again.
And that should, the way this is designed, when it fires off, you should have a 1 foot hangover off the back. So your vein is always defined right there for us shooting out, like this, how it's shot out. It should do the same thing on our next round. We should just keep that stair step and take the vein, stair step, take the vein all the way back, so we're not mixing ore at all with the waste.
So you're always having a little bit of a brow that you can
Yep.
define
And
your
that
ore
gives you
body
place
with.
also, you know, to come in and lock the steel.
Yeah,
You're not fighting around these. When you first start in headings, you have this to deal with, this round, right? And that's when you start developing, you start looking at how you want that to cave off or shear off, so you have a place to put your steel, and then you always know this is the drill pattern. That shouldn't change. This, and it just causes more efficiency.
you're just following.
Yep.
You guys are all set to drill this thing.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
good.
We
Okay.
get it marked and painted, and yeah, fire up the drill. So we know we want to take the brow, the side dress down, right?
Yeah.
So let's, so we want to come up in our arc. We want about 14 inches, so let's, right there. And then we go center. And we go there. 3, right here. And then we're going to take this side out. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Here we're going to come in. There. Directly below it. We're coming here. 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 We got to get in here somewhere. And our last round will be here. We can come in this way.
Okay.
And this one won't be that deep. We'll do probably like 4 feet or so, because we're just taking this to get it out.
Okay.
But that'll give us our inlet and get it going.
So we're looking right at the hanging wall here, and I wanted to show you these slicking sides. You can kind of see them in the shadow of the light. They're running right like that. Right along there. So that's the last movement of this vein, or when it was emplaced, it was going that way. And that's a really cool little geologic feature there. And it tells you the kinematics of the vein, which is kind of neat. Now we're going to blast it.
Right about here, right?
Yeah. We're all finished up drilling our round. We've got 5 across the back there, 6. And then we've got another 8, I think, down here, a total of 14. So we're gonna open this whole thing up. Let's get it loaded. We are all hooked up. We got our top going first. It's gonna fall down here. Then we got our first row is gonna peel off, and then our lifters in the bottom are just gonna break the whole pile. And when we come back in tomorrow, we should have a nice little hump of waste there. So let me get the 0 hooked up. We'll go outside and get this shot.
Hey, Harry, blacksmith shop. Mine is clear of all personnel. Roger that. Out. Car horn time. So I do my 3 blasts on the horn and then call him on the radio.
Harry's giving 3 honks on the horn. He'll get me on the radio, let me know all is clear, and then we'll shoot this thing. These delays are a lot faster. They're 25 milliseconds, so you'll hear boom. I don't even think you'll be able to hear individual caps going off.
All right, that was 3 horns. How do you read?
Hey, I copy you. You got the signal out?
Hey, firm.
I copy you, Harry. Stand by for shot.
Roger, standing by.
So here we go. Sounded pretty good. Boom, boom. That's what you get.
It's such an interesting backdrop to have smoke coming out of the porthole and then a little like mini waterfall, you know? Little green and lush waterfall with info exhaust coming out of the mine. Well, this is post-blast. Is scaled most of the way to the working face. There's a lot of little chunks that got shot out over the rail. There was a piece about the size of a human head that made it about 100 feet. I'll work up to the pile and get a closer look, but I think we got our work cut out for us. It looks like everything went. The back, I'm excited to see how high that goes. Right, so we're working our way to the face, and our tattletale has done its job. This was the last hole loaded, and this was the last one clipped into. So, Casey, when we come up and see that, what does that mean?
So how we train at American Explosives Group, the tattletale is your last hole. We take, instead of clipping this in, we run it out. And that way, if you see your J-clip, you can see it's been detonated. Since this is the last in the string, you know all the rounds went. So this is your tattletale that you have a clean round. As you're sounding in, you know when you're working in and starting to muck that you have no live holes.
Yeah, so you don't got to sit there and be like, okay, which one didn't go? We got to be careful mucking. We don't want to find that cap the wrong way.
Yep, that's on that tier safety, right?
Yeah.
So you know you're not having to worry about unexploded materials and stuff in there because of that tattletale alone.
Awesome. All right, we're going to start washing down the back of our heading before I go in there and start scaling. This will kind of expose any cracks, or sometimes you get some decent chunks that fall out just from water getting in the crack and dropping it. Save you the the treasure hunt.
But it shot nice. I mean, you can still see the colors where it rounded.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Right over his head, there's a collar there.
Yeah.
There's another one there, and then right behind him is a collar. So it followed that path, and this rib you can see is just flat.
Nice.
This ain't coming out by my means.
You want the chipping hammer and dongle from out here and peel that.
That little stringer right there. Okay, it's all yours.
Got our shot washed down and scaled. Let's see what we look like here. Oh, nice. Yeah. Broke right to the, pretty much the back of the holes. Now we have a nice spot to stand up in once we get all this muck out of here. The rib looks nice. We have a ton of muck to move. Like a whole bunch. Like way lots. It's gonna be a 2-day ordeal. Oh boy.
Well, I wasn't man enough to get this one, so Jason's giving it a crack. I worked on this rock for a couple days. I just gave up, and Jason's like, "Let me try," and here we go.
I'm taking all your glory here, but
Yeah, it's okay.
ready?
Yeah. Oh.
Nice. That feels better, huh?
That's the one I've been beating on for a while. Yeah. Yeah, I feel much safer now.
All right, I'll give you the lunch update here. We're breaking for lunch. Here's where we're at with the waste. We've mucked back pretty much to the kind of collar of our drift here, but we've got just a massive, massive pile. I've been working on a little bit of ore. Here's our sandbag pile. Figure we have somewhere in the neighborhood of 200 to 300 here. We've taken out 70 already. And then we've been stacking muck here, or that we've been picking out of the blast, and so now I'm getting that all cleaned up. So that'll go here. I probably got 10 more bags in that little pile. And then over here, we're doing a little bit of stuff. Let's see if this is a good angle for you. Here's the waste we've moved, piling it up. We set some stalls there, on the wrong side, I guess. And so we're making a little muck wall here to hold back our muck. So we'll fill that pretty much up to the back. After lunch, we're gonna bring a few more up, put some more along here so we can backfill here all the way to the rib in the back. And then once we've blocked ourselves off here, we're gonna try and rerun our rail. That's one of the reasons why I'm getting this ore out of here. We're gonna rerun our rail from the heading, and we can get a straight shot right back over there. We can fill that all back in with waste. So here's our whole process. Casey's in there now, he's mucking. He's kicking buckets back to Harry. Right. That's his life right now. And then Harry's pushing the cart down our makeshift rail. Using our muck wall. We're just backfilling with waste as far as we can. Very nice muck wall, stone wall. We just keep raising that, lagging up as we go, and pretty soon we'll be to the back.
Pretty soon.
Pretty soon.
Actually, a lot sooner than we think.
Yeah. We don't have any shortage of waste. By the time Harry gets back, he's got 3 buckets ready to go again. All day long.
All day long.
And tomorrow too.
All of tomorrow.
All of tomorrow too. This is a 2-day mucking event here. Oh, now you're getting fancy.
I don't think any of this is fancy.
That wall is pretty fancy.
Yeah, I like it. I think we're gonna be doing a lot of these.
Yeah. Considering we're only about 25% of the way to the raise. All right, end of day shot. We're about 3 or 4 feet into our hole. Probably can't see anything right there, but there's a nice face. We're working our way back. Hopefully we can get that done tomorrow. Harry, what do you say?
It's dinner time.
It's dinner time. When Harry starts talking about food, I know it's time to go. How's our muck wall doing? Oh yeah, it's coming along. We'll bring some lagging in tomorrow and build that thing up a little bit. But man, oh man, is that tough work. We're gonna make it real nice in here.